Our first sneak peek at the 2027 Jeep Wrangler is here, as well as some specialty edition trims that were launched quietly in some different countries, and even a brand new color on the Gladiator. Let's break it down and much more today on Dirt Road Cred Jeep News. Well guys, it is twice in 1 week. We are out here in our shop and we are filming Jeep news yet again. If you guys haven't seen our video a few days ago on the America 250 edition, that video was received very well. There was obviously a ton of comments down there below, and you guys, some of you answered how much you thought it actually cost to license it, and there was a lot of really cool comments about the America 250. But what a lot of people were saying on the comment section of that video was, hey guys, why didn't you cover the Canada 12 for 12 drop? And at first we were like, what are you talking about, the Canada 12 for 12 drop? We didn't know that they weren't following all of ours. But then our thinking caps got on and it's like, yeah, you're probably not going to have an America 250 edition in Canada. That doesn't make much sense. So Canada, for their May drop, arguably a lot of people said they did it a lot better, was the Rocky Mountain edition 392, and it was actually, Ryan, a 2027 Jeep Wrangler. That was listed on their website as a 2027 Jeep Wrangler Rocky Mountain 392. Now, what's cool about this is actually when we went on Jeep.com's website in the Canadian side, the America 250 duck was a Canadian duck. So it was the deep red. It had the Canadian little flag on there, the leaf. And I thought that was pretty neat that they did a little bit of a different one for Canada, but also cool to see that there is another 392 trim coming to some different countries besides ours. This one, I believe, it looked like a lot like a Moab 392 with just some different graphics packages, and then it said dark red or dark maroon seating. So I'm curious if that's the same as the 392s, what they used to do, like on my previous one, or if it's going to be changed up a little bit. But overall, really cool to see Jeep doing that, as well as thank you to all of our commenters down below, which led us to that, because we did not see it at all. We're so crazy working here that we wanted to get the news out quick and didn't see Canada did a separate one. But speaking of talking about options that we might not have noticed, there's a lot of things that are happening on the back end that Jeep is just frankly not telling anyone about. One that really hits home for me especially is Goldilocks is available to order on the Gladiator. Come on, Scott. Like, are you kidding? Hopefully he watches this video. But we did not know this was going to happen. There was a big decision factor in what we were going to do when ordering our vehicle. We didn't order our Goldilocks Wrangler. We just picked it up as the first one to leave the factory. But Goldilocks is available to order on the Gladiator. And in fact, our friend Anthony down at Sands Jeep, part of our dealership affiliate network, he has a couple of Goldilocks Mojaves on order. I personally think the Goldilocks color on the truck is going to look very good, especially with the bed sides and the tailgate, giving you even more color on that vehicle. But Ryan, there's also a ton of colors still available on the Gladiator. They've got Goldilocks now, Purple Rain, I think Tuscadero was available on the Gladiator, and then Earl's not out yet. Juice was actually available, and locally, we just drove by our local dealer. They have a Juice 2026 Rubicon sitting there. So that is available, a lot of different colors out there. And if you guys have been looking to maybe place an order or pick up something in stock, because there are so many options that Jeep does not post about and it's not available to build out on the website, feel free to reach out through that dealership affiliate program link. You'll get connected to either our East Coast rep or our West Coast, and you'll be connected with teams that actually understand what they're doing and can build you out and give you a quote on maybe your next Jeep. But before we get into the big stuff today, talking about the 2027 Jeep Wrangler and the order guides that we were able to review, we did want to mention we got some fresh stuff back on the site. This hat that I'm wearing here is our DRC 90s hat. You guys have not seen this one unless you were in person at Jeep Beach, and we sold out of every single one that we brought, Ryan, I think within the first day. And we've also got some fan favorites returning onto the website and just a whole heck of a lot of merch and other items that you guys can pick up. So thank you guys so much for everyone that's been picking up items on the site, entering for free, but everything you buy on the site or enter for free through August 31st, 2026, you're going to have a chance to win our 2026 Jeep Gladiator V8 Mojave Vice plus $10,000. So thank you guys so much for really making this giveaway super special for us. And as we get into some of those code guides, we're going to tell you how you can actually save some cash by coming through Dirt Road Cred instead of ordering from the factory. So let's get into it and talk about what we know about the 2027 and what we hope for the future. All right, guys, so I've got my phone out here, and that's because we've got the 27 Wrangler order guide, and we're going to walk through a couple things that we're seeing on the order guide. Now, Anthony was gracious enough to send this over. He is a Jeep nut just like us, us, and he's always the first to the party when he's exploring things and when the dealership is getting ready to transition to the next model year. He actually said last week they were transitioning the Cherokee, the Grand Cherokee, and some of the other vehicles. And would only make sense for the Jeep Wrangler to start to follow suit. It also makes even more sense, Ryan, because Canada just revealed a 2027 Jeep Wrangler Special Edition, so they know that it's coming, and they're trying to get their dealership partners ready to go for the transition and also get them briefed on what might happen. Now, we haven't seen this a ton in years past, but in 25 and 26 model year, this is very common for them to drop this out, see what's all included in the packages, and if not much has changed, it's okay for them to release this a little bit early. That way, their dealerships can kind of get prepped for the orders. And as we read through this, there's some pricing things on here. There's a couple features that we haven't seen before, and there is a massive confirmed item on this order guide that we're going to wait till the end, but you guys are definitely going to want to hear it because I think it's going to change a lot of people's opinion on what you actually order. But as we scroll through this thing, not much has really changed, Ryan. And I do think as we transition from the 26 to the 27 model year, I don't think we're going to see a ton of new changes in the Wrangler. You might see a couple little add-ons, you might see some additions, but let's be real, the Wrangler JL has been out since 2018. By 2028, we'll be 10 years in, and I do think that we're probably at the tail end of the JL generation. I think that we're gearing up for the next generation model year. Whether in the next year or two will be determined. But right now, as far as when we look at the 27, I don't think a ton has changed here. I haven't broken down all the pricing. I haven't looked at all the MSRPs and invoices. You'll be able to do that quite soon when the order banks are open for these, but not much on the pricing here. And honestly, not a whole heck of a lot has changed. Still the 2.0, still the 3.6, and many of the other kind of standard trims, the sports, the Willys, all those other ones. One thing that is a bit interesting, and they do this a lot right at the beginning of model years, is they kind of cut all the colors. So right now on the 27 model year guide, it's just 41, black, white, firecracker red, granite, hydro, and juice. Not many on there. So you're missing Anvil, Goldilocks, Tuscadero, Purple Rain. You're missing a lot of colors, and that's typically common with this launch as they're just trying to get the code guides out there so the dealerships can see it. But as we scroll down through, we've still got the Sahara, we've got the Willys, we've got dual top group, standard top. I tried to look as much as we could. The Rubicon, I can't remember, Ryan. MSRP starts at $51,135. That sounds about right for 2026 model year. A couple other goodies in there. It looks like 6-speed manual transmission. It says no charge, and it is listed in the code guide. I know a lot of people have been waiting to order a manual, and it looks like it is in here, so you should be able to do it. 2-liter and the 3.6. And then one of the cool ones on here is the fact that the Moab 392, or just the regular 392, has made its way on. Now, I know a lot of people were looking to order a Willys 392, and from what Anthony was telling me, all of his dealership stocking orders were canceled. So do you think they're going to transfer those over to a 27, or was the Willys 392 the most elusive one-week order only vehicle? I don't know. It's to be determined, because when we look at the code guide here, just like a lot of window stickers are saying, the Jeep Wrangler 392, it's just called the Wrangler 4-door 392. Base MSRP is $69,995, and on this code guide, you have to add the 27X package, which is the Moab 392. So base 392, and then you have to add the Moab. So they can kind of play with that 392 a lot. And that's probably why they were able to, in Canada, do a Rocky Mountain 392. They're able to do a Willys 392. They're probably able to swap it up a lot and start with that base 392 and just add trim packages to it. So very interesting on this one. It looks pretty much the same. It kind of looks like it looks like the MSRP, $10,000 for the Moab 392. Hardtop headliner, body color 3-piece hardtop, body color grille. It looks pretty much the same as the 2026, and as we're scrolling down through, it is a lot to look at here, so I would suggest if you guys are waiting to order a 2027, definitely reach out through the program and build one out, because not everything is listed, and especially all the pricing's not up to date. But I know I mentioned to you guys we would talk about one option on here that we thought was pretty cool, but you can actually get it cheaper from us. The Mopar Toolkit from Jeep Performance Parts is $525 if you get it from here. Ryan, we have it on our website at the time of filming. You can get the Mopar Toolkit, the tire lug, and the multi-tool for a bundle at $400. But yeah, we've got the entire bundle, which actually includes, it's probably like $600 worth of value for $400. And if you pick it up now through August 31st, 2026, rather than order it with your Jeep, you get entered to win the purple Mojave Vice. So not a bad little trade-off there. We're always trying to find you guys good deals and get you guys really cool products that we use as well. So just wanted to drop that in there. Obviously a shameless plug because a ton of you guys have ordered the toolkits and we use ours almost every week. But the moment you guys have all been waiting for, and something that we have been waiting for as well, as we scroll down through like absolute psychopaths in the order guide of the Jeep Wrangler. Who else is doing this? No one. We're like absolutely obsessed with these vehicles. I think Jeep ought to just private contract us at this point. Dana M235 X-wide, extra wide load, full float rear axle. DRX is the sales code. Right here. And when we scroll over, there is a letter X underneath the trim that this comes with, and it is with the JL JX74, the 392 Wrangler. So, Dana 50, or Dana M235 if you guys prefer metric, is confirmed now in this order guide. Right now, it is only for the 392 for the 2027 model year, but I have heard rumors and speculation that this axle may end up in other trims as well. I know there's going to be a ton of interest for a Dana 50, a larger rear end on any other trim, especially Rubicons and even the Gladiator side of things on that order guide, but it's pretty neat to see this here. And it kind of leaves us to a little bit to think about, Ryan. What's the X wide stand for? Because I already know that the Dana 44s that are in the Rubicon 392, in the Rubicons, all that, they're full floating rear axles, but they call them wide track axles. They're a little bit wider in the Rubicon. They're wider in the Gladiator as well. So what does extra wide mean? And why does these axles need to be wider? There's been a ton of people that have said 37s should be coming from the factory on a 392 or any Wrangler. And you know what? That just dawned on me here as we're talking, Ryan, a little bit. If they were to do a 37 in a 392, that's a lot more wear and tear and a lot more stress on the rear end. That would probably force them to have to upgrade to a Dana 50. So could we see a 37-inch factory tire package? It's not on here at all, but could we see one of these specialty packages coming out with a 37? Jeep decided to upgrade the rear end axle a little bit to handle that more stress on the rear end. And could that potentially be coming from the factory? I know Jeep has been battling neck and neck with Ford Bronco, and especially the Wrangler versus Bronco. There's a ton of articles right out now that are saying Bronco and Wrangler, that Bronco actually kind of overtook the Wrangler sales. Now, I don't believe it, and frankly, I don't care because we're a Jeep channel, right, Ryan? But I think that Jeep is obviously watching what Ford is doing, and not only that, the Bronco Raptor, you know what size tires come from the factory? 37. So if you're going to have more horsepower, you may as well match it in tire size. And personally, I think that is our prediction. But it's really cool because all the knowledge, all the info, and everything that we get from the best Jeep community on the internet, which is Dirt Road CRED, ties all into this content. So that was a text from a few months ago, Ryan, was the Dana M235 repair tool for the Wrangler. And here it comes as a reality. So it's really neat to see that kind of stuff come. And I hope you guys enjoy this type of content, talking about the code guides, what's coming out, and what the future of the Wrangler might look like, because we thoroughly do. But guys, as we wrap this one up, we do have a lot of questions, not only for ourselves, but for the audience as well. You know, with all the release and the reveals of the 12 for 12 vehicles, what is to happen with those? We've seen a lot of these things get released in kind of orderable but not orderable. The Rock Slide, the Rewind, the America 250. Do you guys think those are going to end up as 2027 model years? Obviously, some of them haven't even been able to order yet. So in our personal opinion, I think a lot of these will end up as a 27 model year. We haven't seen a lot of these things besides either on reveals for the 12 for 12. We kind of saw photos from out in Moab of the Rewind, but a lot of these I do think are going to end up as a 2027 model year, but we're curious on what your thoughts are on as well. And for any of those that have ordered a Willys 392, because I know a lot of the crowd on here has been looking to order a new Jeep, can you guys let us know what happened with your order? Like if you had it canceled, if it's still going. From what Anthony said, just some of the vehicles that were going to end up as a lot vehicle or just regularly for sale, those were canceled. So I'm curious if any of the consumer purchase or the actual customer ordered vehicles still have maintained on there, or if those would transition to a 2027 model year as well. So maybe reach out to your dealership, let us know down below in the comments, because we would be very curious to hear about that. As we close this off, it kind of seems like we are at the tail end of the JL model year, and with that, we've been around the JL since the inception. Ryan, I remember filming back for the old company we work with, the initial launch of that red Rubicon JL. That's back in 2017, late 2017. So we've really been in this for a long time of the JL model year. Same with the Gladiator. There are only so many ways we can build them, modify them, talk about them, and do new things for the JL and JT. I think we're at the tail end of it, but we're curious on your thoughts if you guys would like us to continue to speculate about the 2027 Wrangler, because we do think that they're going to be getting a lot more information to us in the next few weeks, if not the next few months, about that model year. However, we're curious on what you guys think. Would you like us to keep talking about the current generation JL? Of course, we have mods. We have a lot of stuff coming for all of our current Jeeps, but does it make sense for us to start speculating and start seeing what is coming down the pipeline before the next model year or generation gets here? I think the JM is probably going to come out in 2028, I would say. That's what it's been codenamed, so we didn't get that from any insider. Everyone is calling it the JM already. But we're thinking 2028 model year, and we're curious to see your thoughts on the speculation, and if you guys would like maybe some comparison about what's to come. So really interesting stuff though, but we've got a ton of fun stuff going on here. Show season kind of slowed down after Jeep Beach. You guys absolutely killed it for us. May is a little bit of a rest and reset. We actually just got a lot of our first prototypes made right here at our facility for a brand new product, Ryan, that we're going to be releasing soon. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming to you guys. We've got 3D scanners coming in, and we actually have a great engineer that is going to be working with us to bring you guys high quality, made in the USA, and just really top-notch products. So that's our goal, is to keep growing this, and we want to hear your thoughts as well, because, you know, at the end of this video, it gives us a chance to talk to the crowd that follows all the way through to the end. And as we grow on the media side, but also on the e-commerce side, what are your thoughts on all that? I mean, Ryan, I think we could ask some of our audience here at the tail end. We've been growing, and we do think that there is a void a little bit in the market or in the audience of having a quality Jeep part website where you can get great advice, video content, and then also the rapport of us testing and trying all the products. We're looking to really grow that side of things. So if you guys at the tail end of this have any ideas for vendors that you love, you want us to carry, you want us to reach out to, or maybe you are a vendor watching this video, please reach out to us. We'll drop the email here. It's info@dirtroadcredmedia.com, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Or if you're maybe involved in e-com and have some other ideas that we can do, we'd love to chat with you guys. And that's the next step of this, right? That's the really cool thing that we've been doing to help push the giveaway Jeep, also help get you guys quality products and work with our friends in the industry. So until next time, we got to go fulfill an absolute ton of orders in there. Please pick up a hat, because we just picked up, what, 500 of them? Something like that? There's a lot of hats down there. A lot of really cool merch, and we're getting it locally too. So a lot of the giveaway companies and these merch companies have it shipped directly from overseas. We pick ours up about 10 minutes from us, and Dave is one of our closest friends. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, Ryan's behind the camera. I'm here talking to you, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.